Ho ho ho, motherfuckers. Just give me a second. We're getting better. We're getting better. I actually first thing I did was link it in the Discord. That's like the first thing I did today because I forgot the last couple of days, which is so weird because I've been doing this now for 2.5 years. You would think I would do this right now. Hold on. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Weather channel music was a little much. Let's do what are we doing today? We'll do Sessions Diana. I feel like that's a nice little compromise on music to listen to in the background. We'll get it kind of louder. This first song's always like huge dynamic range, so I think that's about right on music. Okay. Good on music, good on streams. Move it over here. Done with that. Refresh this so I can see you guys there. Andrew, how are you, Andrew? How's life? How's it going over there in your neck of the woods? Man, I don't know why my model feels so bouncy today. I feel so animated. I don't know, maybe it's I don't know. I'm not more well lit than usual, so I don't know why I feel so bouncy. 31 days, it's 1 month of learning. How's it going? I feel a lot more confident about like game programming stuff in terms of like what a game engine requires and kind of the steps to take. If I could do it all over again, it would be cleaner. I have actually learned a few things we're going to change today about initialization. And today we're actually going to start implementing enemies. So let's do it together. Let me move it down here, move that, boot up Visual Studio. And I'm going to show you guys something about booting that's kind of cool. Hello. Hi. Hold on, let me switch views here for you. Let me switch views here. Boom. Okay. Gary, I'm drawing a trig diagram for programmers to like translate between different coordinate systems. Based. Now, if you want to really be based, Brownie Man, if I want to find that specific angle with a function in C++ like a tan 2 or something, that would be that would be godlike. Gary, I'm drawing it. 31 days. It's been 1 month. Yeah, we're doing great. So first things first, initialization. Let me get that module up. So this guy needs changing because this is unnecessary. Apparently, I could do this. You ready for this? Delete that. SDL init all. And it should run. It didn't run. Wait, what? SDL, hold on, this should work. 1 second, let's try it. SDL init everything, that's what it was. Now, when we run it, there we go. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Everything is now initialized, and now we don't need separate initialization for like PNGs or different image formats. Now we just have our one initialization and just everything is booted. Oh my god, innovation. Jack in the YouTube chat, I see you lurking there. Yeah, I will have all that fancy stuff. Plus, I can use it when I'm tutoring for when that comes up, so I don't have to actually do the math. Oh, yo, that would be amazing. Holy shit. Let me know when that's figured out, Brownie Man. That would be cool. That's one of those programs that's like outside of my purview, because I know what you're talking about, right? Like, hold on, let me bring up Paint here. I know what you're talking about. So you're saying like, if you have like a given circle, oh, no, that's not fair. If we have an X and Y coordinate system, and then we have a point out here. Okay, so with that point, you can actually figure out the distance of this from this and this. And not only that, you can figure out, after you figure out that triangle, you can also figure out the angles there and there. That angle, inverse tangent. Found that out. that angle there is the inverse tangent if you know your Y and X values. So there you go. Yeah, something like that would be super helpful just because it's very hard to like figure out some of these angles to like get where you need to be. Like if I wanted to figure out like this angle or something, that would be, I think that one is the SOHCAHTOA. So it's cosine. And then this 90-degree angle is the sine, cosine, tangent. This is the sine. This is the cosine. This is the tangent. I think that's how that works, but it's been a very, very long time since I've even touched trigonometry, and I don't even want to say I know it. Add some matrices as well? What? You think I know that shit? Listen, I'm American, okay? Trigonometry was like college shit, and I barely was even in college. I don't even want to say I went. That's how... Listen, when I went to college, there's 2 classes that I really like paid attention to and I can say I learned, which was English introduction. No, it was nature writing. It was, we studied essays that talked about nature. And that was a really cool class. I really liked that. But I just like studying, like, you know, writing in general. And then History of the United States 201, where we went from 1492 to, I think, 1790 is, I think, the brain. Oh, no, we covered Andrew Jackson. So that would have been like prior to the War of 1812, right? Or maybe even afterward. So yeah, it's been a while. Anyway, what are we doing here? We also learned USA history. Well, I mean, we learned Russian history, if you want to call it that. But I don't know how fair it is to say, you know, Americans learned Russian history. I mean, I know about, like, you know, Muscovy and, like, the horde that went through and kind of bullied a lot of tribes that were later to be Russian, and then they fought back. Like, we know, like, the rudimentary stuff, but I don't think it's fair to say we know the history, right? Because when I learned about the Russians, most of our knowledge about Russia and the United States is like trying to separate Russia from our political enemy and rival, the Soviet Union. And it's something America, well, when I went to high school, it was something America kind of struggled with at the time. Now it's a lot better. Now we can kind of distinguish Russia and the Soviet Union pretty well. But when I went to high school, there was like this, okay, guys, listen, I know your parents talked a lot about the Soviet Union and hiding under desks and shit, but Russia is different. Here's why they changed their name a couple of times. So again, I don't know. I don't even know if that's fair to call it the history of Russia. I don't know about any of that history. Hey, no shame in it. It's a long time ago, but I really paid attention in school. I was like valedictorian and stuff. I made the speech. Gary, you went to a school where you graduated with 16 people. Yes, but I was top of class of 16 people, huh? Okay, let's do something new today. We are going to ignore that hitbox for a second because the hitbox and the bullet's kind of fucky. But we're going to make an enemy today. And that enemy is going to shoot a nova of bullets. And that's what we're gonna do. So we need some new modules. So, enemy module. Oh, right, we started on it yesterday. Which contained the sprite, the HP amount, the collision box, the rendered rectangle. It's going to appear on the screen. Then it's gonna have a point on it where the bullets come out from, which is probably gonna be the very center of the thing. It's gonna have 2 floats for velocity, X and Y for it to move. It's gonna have a no flip possible because this is our render function that requires it. Set color texture mod. This is because we have a damage taken thing. So the idea here is that it's gonna flash for 1 frame the color red over the sprite. So it's like we're multiplying the color of the sprite by the color red. So that'll happen there, and then it'll render it, and then it'll render it, and then it will change the color and multiply it back to just normal. So it just basically does it for 1 frame, which is what I want. Then we have our update collision thing that we haven't tested. We have our set position thing we haven't tested, and our set velocity we haven't tested. Okay, so now I think that's fine for now, but now we need to actually like make an enemy, you know? Okay, let's do this. Let's do... Oh, man, I kind of want, like... different functions for like load hero, load bullets, load enemies, something like that. So we're gonna call this enemy. I have a vector for this, right? No, I don't. I have an enumerated class, but our vectors need to be in the thing, right? No, they don't. Wait, where's our enemy vector at? Isn't it our load game? Ah, std vector enemy list. Should I just call these things sprite, bullet, enemy? I don't want to call it sprite because we have like a whole sprite module for that object. And bullet and enemy, so it's not really fair, right? Oh, this needs to import enemy. Okay, so that still needs defined, but that's defined here. So why isn't that defined here? Identifier enemy is undefined. Oh, it's uppercase, that's why. Yeah, we should make that lowercase. Control Shift S, load game, and loaded. I took advanced courses in every subject available except history. Okay, cool. I mean, not everyone's into every cup of tea, you know? My cup of tea was history. And that was only because I wasn't in band and the school couldn't accommodate my schedule. Damn. I know there was a convention to use underscore before class field name, but there's no such thing for underscore after variable name. Oh, are you talking about my M underscore sprite underscore? I unironically thought about doing this, but I think that would be too much. This is an appropriate amount, I feel. Gary, just use one. Nah, I like this. So why isn't this loaded? Identifier enemy undefined. We imported module, cannot open module file, blah, blah, blah. Why? Save? No. We exported. We're exporting module enemy. Oh, it's a class. My bad, we need to make it public, don't I? There we go. No, it's still undefined. Huh. You need to add an extra underscore each time you underscore, so M underscore underscore HP underscore underscore. Based. Some identifiers with a leading underscore are reserved by the language. There's no reservations for trailing underscores. What? Some identifiers with a leading underscore are reserved by the language. There's no such reservation for trailing underscores. Yeah, that's for my own thing. But why isn't the enemy module loading? Enemy. Is my hero? Okay, that's a class, public. Oh, it's a struct. Cute, Gary. Way to be consistent. Why isn't this imported? Do I have to do like... Do you have to like create it? Enemy list, std, vector. Whoa! Not adjust manually, goddamn. Vector, enemy, L list of enemies, L list of enemies, dot pushback. Haven't made it yet. Okay. Okay, let's make an enemy. This is enemy scrub. Enemy scrub will be, now we need to define it. Enemies take 3 hit points, collision box, render box. Oh, because we also need a sprite that has the parameters for the thing. Right. And the renderer is path, so we just need the name of the image. Also, Gary, don't take my advice on anything related to the language itself. I baby when it comes to C++. Well, still, programming. I struggle more with programming concepts right now than the language. I think the language I'm Well, not even okay, but I'm learning at a fine pace. It's more like programming concepts I'm learning a lot. Any identifier with double underscores are reserved. Oh, Jesus. Reserved identifiers by the language. Identifiers. Risker Stern, hello. Identifiers that begin with an underscore followed by an uppercase letter in the global namespace. Identifiers that begin with underscore. Damn. So you're saying I shouldn't do something like read. Readable bytes. Wait, what's that? Ooh, that sounds like I shouldn't be touching that. Okay, sweet. Okay. We are going to be building this. So let's follow our same conventions here. Rectangle. This is going to be defined as enemy scrub location. This is going to be... This is the sprite we're going to cut out on the sprite sheet. Do I have on my, do I have like a PNG or something of an enemy? I don't want to use Kasavia's face. I could use a banana. I mean, no, I don't want like a white background, do I? There's nothing on here that I could use as an enemy, right? I guess I could use like one of these spikes or something. Like that. That'd be fine enough, right? I think that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna grab... hold on, there's a way to look at this, right? Okay, hold on. Where do I find... How do I grab this length and stuff pixel-wise? That'd be kind of cool. Show or hide grid. Okay, showed grid is fine. I wish there was a way to like grab like the pixel length or whatever. That'd be kind of cool. Select a rectangular area. So do I really have to just wing it? Ew. I thought like doing that would like find it or something. Oh, I can rotate images on this? That's cute. How you doing, Sensei Donut Dealer? Hello. I'm back with my bullshit nitpicks. Yeah, no problem. Oh, hi, Donut Dealer. We're doing good. We're just trying to troubleshoot. I wish there was a way to like find pixels in Visual Studio, but I guess that's a little too convenient, huh? So if it's like 360 pixels wide, we'll say like, I don't know, 300 by 100 or something. So we'll say 100x, 300y, 50, 50. I know it's going to be huge, but we'll start there. This is how big it's going to be on the screen. So enemy size. We'll render it at 0, 0. We'll make it... we'll make it 40 by 40. We'll make it pretty big. Then we have our collision box, which is going to be based on enemy scrub collision size. We'll say 0, 0, because that's going to change immediately as soon as it's rendered. And then it will be the size of the model. So enemy scrub size dot width. Enemy scrub size dot height. That's the end of that. Then we're going to need a texture pointer. Actually, I can just use the same texture for now. I don't need to create a whole new one. So we'll create the sprite. Enemy, oh, I guess we'll just call it scrub. This scrub will use L bullet sheet texture. and it will have the size of enemy scrub size. No, location, my bad. So now we have the sprite, and now we create the enemy. Oh, enemy's not getting imported. Why? Do we have to make this a struct? Oops. Oh, this isn't defined. That's why. Okay, my bad. Well, tomato, tomato on that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I just needed to change the capitalization of the constructor. What's up? Hello, hello. Shouldn't there be a plugin for that? Dude, if there's anything I'm learning is that there's a plugin for everything, but I can't... It bothers me to just download a bunch of plugins and shit that solves all these problems for me. Because at that point, am I programming anymore? If I go into like Game Maker and I make a game, is that still programming? I don't think so. Suze, hey, you remind me of my favorite Dynasty Warriors character, Soon Say, the guy with the bamboo batons. Oh, what a fun character. So we're gonna create an enemy. We'll call him enemy scrub. He will take the parameters of a few things. We need a sprite scrub. We need a double HP. So we'll say 100 for now. I know there's a bunch of things I can do here. I acknowledge that. Okay, then we need a collision box, which is enemy scrub collision size. And then we need a third rectangle for render box, which is enemy scrub size. Okay, and then we push back enemy scrub. Sweet. And now, boom, 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 save that. Load game data still needs enemy, L list of enemies, comma, hero data. So now that goes into our struct array list, which now under game logic is imported under list containers. So now we're going to be rendering. Let's take off this bullet thing for now. We'll come back to that in a second. So now we're going to have list containers dot enemy list bracket scrub dot. Wait, why is that undefined? Scrub equals 0. We push back on that. Oh, this just needs to be scrubbed, doesn't? No, it doesn't, because it's spot 0. Okay. Enemy list dot. No, I was right. Bracket. Oh, enemy ID. Okay, my bad. Scrub. That is what I wanted. Then we dot render with the app global renderer and the float, which is the angle that it's going to be rendering at. So we'll just say 0 because I don't think enemies are ever going to rotate unless we do like some weird flippy dippy shit. That should be fine. And now it should render. There we go. Well, it tried. Problem is we didn't know exactly where it was on the screen. So what am I rendering right now? Let's do 150 by 150, see what shows. Oh God, it's all buggy. Oops, wrong one. We'll do 140 by 140. That's the size of it, not where it's being rendered. Good job, Gary. 150, 150. There we go. So it's the little white, yellow. Oh, we're rendering these. Okay, so I just overshot it. I got you. There must be a better way to do this. So this needs to be 250. That should look a lot better. Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay. So now this needs to be way less. This needs to be like 20. And this... Fuck. Okay, we need to change the X value here. So this should be 20. This should be 40. Nothing. Okay, sweet. Oh, there it is. Okay, wow, we got it. Okay. So now we need to cut out this a little. So this needs to be like 5, and this needs to be like 5. Okay, okay, we're getting somewhere. Put this at like 30. Okay, we have a little X here. We're getting closer. We're wienering our way through. Get some image viewer where you can see the coordinate of the pixels. I think you should consider adding a note to remember the line. Making a game is hard, even with proper game engines, so it's fine to use additional tools. If you're writing a game, you often write your own developer tools to help develop a game. But if you tool you write doesn't do anything existing tool can't do when you created it. What? And if you're not using tools, you're just losing time. Yeah, but I feel like there's a huge advantage in the game industry. Am I the only one that when you play a video game, you can tell if there's passion put into it? I must not be the only one out there. I feel like when you are forced to make your own engine custom for the game, it requires you as a developer almost as like a requirement of justifying to make your own engine. You have to be innovative. You have to really, if you're like in a position where you have to make your own engine, you have to ask yourself, okay, well, if we're making our own engine anyway, what can we make that other engines can't offer? You know, like incredibly grotesque render distances, like greater than 4,000 kilometers, or like Minecraft with their voxel shit, or like that one sand game. Like, I feel like it forces innovation. So I feel like it's just another tool in my toolbox, you know? Howdy, did we end up changing the rectangle for collision, or are we still working on that? Listen, Sassy Vegeta, those are fighting words, okay? We don't fuck around with hitboxes. Also, found out the hard way, SDL rectangles, the weakness of those, you can't rotate them. So we may have to make a custom hitbox system if we want rectangles to be rotational. So that might be a problem. Or we just do what Toho did and just have round bullets everywhere that just conveniently never rotate. We could do that. Yeah, that's a problem. There's a book out there about hitboxes in video games written by the guy who released, not released, but who worked on God of War 1 and 2. And I thought about like reading that, but it seems like it gets a lot more like it's over my head a little, you know? Also, found out SDL, look at this. SDL Vertex. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Hold on, let's read this together. We might be using this. SDL Vertex. Vertex position in renderer coordinates, vertex color, normalize texture coordinates if needed. So basically the idea is that you can render triangles. It's different from Point Brownie Man because it's a renderer vertex, meaning you can render triangles and like rectangles or like multi-polygonal points. So theoretically, if we are able to take that rendered vertex and apply a hitbox to it, you could apply a multi-polygon or a high... What's the right word for this? A high polygon whatever, like verticized shape, and make it a hitbox. I don't know if that's possible to do SDL vertex on that, because that's usually applied to like the renderer, but I don't know if we can apply logic to it, you know? There must be a way. Invisible circle hitbox, maybe. I mean, we could do a circle hitbox, but you know, where's the fun in that? I don't know about the innovation part. I often see people make their own engine copy the existing ones quite closely. Well, I don't know if you noticed, we ain't copying shit. We're learning the hard way. But we might be doing SDL vertexes to make like our own hitbox system, if that's even possible. But I want to fuck around with this in the future. I want to see what weird shit we can do with that. Like I could see a world where we do build our own engine with like a little like 16-bit, like, you know, like Super Nintendo 16-bit like graphics and stuff. I could see a world where we have like a 16-bit like maker, pixel maker, where whatever image you draw, we draw vertexes around every color or something. And then we have like a texture made out of that. I don't know, like a sprite or something. Like I could see a world where that gets useful, but whatever. Okay, so we have our enemy on the screen. Now where, oh God, I ran the debugger. Well, that still works. So this needs to be, the X and Y values need to be moved. So it needs to be 40 to 60, 20 by 20. Oh, we're getting closer. Okay, so the X value needs to get super reduced. It needs to be like 10. Okay, and the Y value needs to be reduced. It also needs to be 10. Okay, too much, too much, too much. Oh, it's the opposite. We need to go 10 and then lower, increase this by 10. There we go, that's our enemy. Okay, now we just pull back just a little. So 38 by 68. Okay, we're getting closer, getting closer. Move them down 1, 1. Really? You're that pedantic? Okay, that works. We need to pull forward each side by 1 pixel, so it's 11 by 11. What a weird coordinate. There we go. That's our enemy. And you don't see all of it because there's white pixels at the very tips, but that is indeed our enemy. Sweet. Maybe we should give it like a background color. Hold on, can we give the background like a little bit different of a color here? Instead of white, we'll do like a neat gray. We'll do, or not even that. We'll give it like 200, 255, like 100, something like that. There we go. So yeah, now we have our enemy there, which is now you can see the whole thing. Okay, sweet. Let's put that off a little bit from the very top left edge. Let's do it like 40 by 40. There we go. Okay, so the goal here is to get that little flying bullet, a little rectangle you see there, to shoot out of the enemies. So now we have an enemy. Okay, sweet. It even has its own collision box, I believe. So let's render that real quick. First of all, the bullet needs to get now unrendered. There we go. There's the bullet. Collision. Not all tools are engines. There are many types of tools. Tool help debug, tool help visualize. Do you write your own Blender from scratch or do you use Blender? Blender is a tool for game development. Yeah, but I'm not good enough at game development to understand when and how to use those. Synthrone just followed. Thank you. Your name reminds me of the Rhine, which is a very famous river. Is it the Rhine? The one between France and Germany that they like kept killing each other over for like 2,000 years? Right? Visual Studio to make a game? Hey, listen, there are some people here in this chat that are unironically writing their own compilers, all right? So let's not make fun of them too much. Puke green, I love it, not even kidding. Ugh. Chat, okay, fine, we'll change the color. Nah, we'll change the color. We'll make it more blue. Why is this more green? Wait, what? It's RGB. Okay, my bad. Okay, more blue, less green. Okay, that works. Okay, cool. So now we have an enemy. Our goal now is to have that enemy shoot out all the bullets that when we collide, we go transparent. Our goal now is to have an enemy that shoots out the bullets, but let's get the enemy to move a little because that's gonna be, it's gonna be a hard thing to like get it to spawn on the enemy. So, set velocity is gonna do that. So game logic, list containers dot enemy list bracket enemy ID colon scrub end bracket dot set velocity, which is going to be, we'll say 1 1. So it should move diagonally bottom right. Wait, what? Oh fuck, I didn't put the logic in for actually moving the fucking thing. What? Okay, we set the velocity X and Y. Oh yeah, I guess I never did that, did I? Well, fuck me. Huh. All right, well, void move. Wait, what did I do for bullet? You can't really ship a game to players if you write it for custom windows. What? Some engines kind of do that. Unreal Engine's Blueprint is a programming language, and UE's editor is its IDE, but that's another story. I'm sure Gary hasn't reached that point yet. Well, I don't plan to reach that point. I have no interest in making 3D games. There is... Right now, the world of video games is flooded by 3D, third-person, survival, crafting shooters or something. Like, it's just, there's so many of them, and it's so open world, and I fucking hate it. So I feel like there is room right now, both in the market and my interest in video games, for like 2D, very, like right now, I think they're in the market. Okay, I want this on the record, okay? I think there is going to be a game that takes the market by storm, that is super tight, super concise, has a solid ending, and will not release with DLC, and it's gonna be like a 2D game. Like Baldur's Gate 3 kind of touched on it, but that feels really long, and it feels kind of touched on it, but that game had like a really like open development, you know? It's been out for a long time. I feel like games, I feel like that's what we're missing right now, is the word tight in the video game industry. I feel like games are not tight. They're very loose. They're very like, oh, you know, come in, have a little fun, end whenever you want to. I feel like narratively and gameplay wise, ending is like the hardest thing for any creative thing to do, is like the end of the experience. And I feel like a lot of developers, I feel like there's this room in the market for it. So that's why we're gonna make 2D games that are narrative driven. Nothing against indie developers that have like one mechanic that they make really, really fun. I'm just, you know, I view video games as an art form, and part of an art form is trying to say something, you know? And we're gonna try to say something. Like even this shoot 'em up, right? When we get to the point of like all of this on the screen meaning something, right? We're gonna get to the point where like we're gonna have like a narrative in it, and the narrative is gonna say something about the world, you know? But there's Jonathan Blow, who created his own language to create games. Is it just C# glorified? That's usually what that means. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Just listen to my 3D survival game idea, man. Just listen to my 3D survival game idea, man. I'm not gonna waste your time, I promise. It's like, hey man, it's like, listen, okay, chat? Listen, I grew up poor, okay? But I went to flight school in Arizona right before COVID started. Like, I was in flight school when COVID started. Chat, never in my life have I seen more trust fund babies than I have ever seen in my life, okay? So many rich people, because you guys can kind of tell, right? Like rich people have like a smile about them, or like a glow about them, that like you can tell they grew up rich. They have like perfectly straight teeth, all that shit, right? And I feel like I ran into more rich people going to flight school than I've ever done. And I bring that up because all of them kind of told me the same story, where it's like people found out they're wealthy, and then people always pitched to them dumb ideas. And one of those ideas I heard was flying with strippers. And I was like, oh, unrelatable, but I get it. So flight school is a good way to network? Unironically, yes, but it's also extremely expensive. I spent $30,000 for nothing because of COVID, bitch. By the way, if it wasn't for COVID, I would not be streaming, and I would currently probably be a pilot right now. So that's nice. Baby steps, Gary. They have a rich aura emanating. Yeah, pretty much. Making a game engine, damn it. Oh, you want me to get back on topic? Oh, okay. Really his own language, not just C#, and C# not really a great language for game development. I heard the opposite. I mean, I feel like my choice for language was either C++ or C#, and it seems like overwhelmingly people recommended C# to me because they were like, C++ is like too hard for you, and I don't know if they were just calling me dumb or like what, but C++ is not that difficult. Like I mean, I talked about this a few times now. I struggle more with like programming concepts than the syntax for C++. Like the syntax for C++ is not that bad, right? It's not that bad. I grew up with hippies having LAN parties in the countryside. Oh, I grew up with a town of 700 people, and what we did in high school was we had bonfires and rat stomping. That was my life. It was a different time when I was in rural America, and I'm not talking like rural, like fucking 2 hours away from the next major city. I'm talking rural, motherfucker. 700 people, everyone has a farm, kids show up to school on a horse, like that shit. They were pitched. My brain is too smooth for C++. At least it's better than Python syntax. Oh yeah, I heard jokes about that where it's like you have like tabs and your tabs are brackets. Chat, if I did Python unironically, there must be a plugin somebody made somewhere where you remove that logic and you substitute with curly braces. There must be a plugin somewhere to make Python read curly braces instead of indents, right? I respect people who can ship stuff on it, but I kind of gave up on that. Oh, unless you are a legally certified genius, C++ is hard for the average person. I mean, to be fair, I have never... Was this your first language, Gary? Yes, this is my first ever like programming language ever. Like 31 streams ago, you can go on past broadcasts. 31 streams ago, we were like, see out, hello world, Endel. And then I was like, why isn't this running? Because I didn't understand namespaces. And I was like we're at like that level, okay? We were using code blocks too, by the way, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I feel like, Gary, you're using white space right now in C++ too. No, I'm not. Everything's bracket related, right? Like these can be on the first line and nothing breaks. Like that would not work with Python as far as I understand. But to be fair, this is my first language ever, right? So maybe this is just extremely difficult and I don't recognize it because I have never learned like Python or whatever baby's first language is, Scratch. Oh, they can be, but you're not doing that. Oh, so you're saying, hold on, do I have any if statements? No, really. Do I have any if statements? Also, I don't know if you guys are just joining. We changed our initialization a bit. In fact, a lot of this can change. You see these, you see SDL init? No longer do we have to separately initialize like PNGs and stuff. Apparently SDL a while ago added in a function that's just SDL initialize everything. And that's all of that's your audio, that's your PNGs, that's your bitmaps, that's fucking everything. Ah, so wonderful. In addition, these functions are monotonous because now you have SDL create window and renderer, which I didn't even know existed as a function. So now instead of create window and create renderer, you can just create window and renderer, and all you need are 2 ints for your width and height of the window, the uint32, which is -1 for priority reasons, a window pointer, and a renderer pointer, which are these guys. So there you go. That's how you do it. Now, if you're asking me, how do you enable VSync or hardware acceleration in that function? I don't know, but you can do it. Also, this is just so that when we boot the game and we move our character around, we don't see our mouse, and boop. And we can't leave the thing. Our mouse can't actually leave. So we have like, ooh, see my mouse? Oh, now it's gone. Ooh. Anyway, that's what that point is. Where were we? You guys are distracting me. Stop distracting me. Okay, we need a move function. We need a void move, which will take no parameters, I think. And move will be called when we set the velocity. No? Is it the opposite? Well, I guess they can be completely independent, huh? We set the velocity and then we call move whenever we want to. There's white space separating keywords. Code Toil? Code Toil. Have you ever seen Code Lyoko? Chat, does anyone... Hold on. Wait, do non-Americans know about Code Lyoko? Oh no, that's a French show. Of course you people would know about it. I got so many Europeans in this goddamn chat. Dude, Code Lyoko was goddamn based, okay? Back in my day, I didn't even have Cartoon Network growing up, okay? I was scrubbed with basic television, okay? Remember, I was poor. But my friend was a rich farmer. And let me tell you, besides his drawer full of Pokemon VHS tapes, drawer, chat, a whole ass bedroom drawer, like the big ones full of Pokemon VHS tapes. Besides that, he also had access to Cartoon Network. And there's two memories I have with watching Cartoon Network at my friend's house. The first, watching Code Lyoko, because I thought that shit was so cool when I was a kid. Second, was my first ever experience watching Adult Swim. Now, everybody has their own memories of watching Adult Swim, okay? I didn't grow up with it in terms of like my own home. It was always like at somebody else's place. I didn't get Cartoon Network until I was like 18 or something. My friend, we were like late at night. I was in a blanket on his couch. He lived in like the attic. He had like one of those bedrooms, like a Harry Potter, no, like a Hey Arnold, like attic bedroom thing. So we were in his bedroom. I was laying on the couch in a blanket and Adult Swim came on for the first time ever. And I was like, what's going on? Because I was like, adults get out of the pool. Adults or kids get out of the pool, like that shit, right? Then the first anime comes on and it was this anime about a woman who was maybe in her like late 20s or early 30s. It was very violent. She had a pole arm that was wrapped. And it started with a bunch of old dudes on a bridge, like robbing a carriage. And then there's like blood everywhere. And I remember thinking it was the most amazing shit I've ever seen in my life. And I cannot remember the name of that show. If anyone knows it, I mean, I would appreciate it. But like, that's one of my memories with like Adult Swim. Not having Cartoon Network growing up is a true tragedy. Didn't have it. Gary Ghoulboy, B Hunches. Hello, Dragonkin. How are you? Did Katie and Corky Bug ever finish FF7? I think she did. I was there when she finished the other one, the sequel. I remember it was Digimon with a more mature story. Ooh. I'd love to hear about your template thing. Hit me up on Discord. Wait, what? I've been doing C++ template magic to do reflection to automate some OpenGL. Detecting if a struct conforms to a GLSL layout is part of that. I know you did a bunch of that recently. Do you have VODs or the write-up somewhere? Whoa, Ray March. Holy shit, you're based. Regarding the C++ versus C# thing, there is a point to it, but we all know the person mentioning this is a tryhard dude, not actually knowing why. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with using C# for game dev. Oh. It seems like for my purposes of like, I just want to make 2D games. I have no interest in 3D. It seems like for my purposes, I could program games in Python and probably be fine. I feel like in 2024, having like an only 2D game with sprites is so light on your computer, unless you're doing something really stupid. I feel like you can just use any language and just be fine. Like C++ seems a little try-hard for it, but I'm sure it will allow us to do some cool shit, like having like, I wonder if my goal is to have like 1,000 bullets on the screen, you know? We are going to be subtracting the render rectangle by velocity x. So what do we call the rendered rectangle? M render rect. That's what it was. Dot x is going to be minus equals. No. plus equals velocity x. I think that's how that's gonna work. And then m render rect dot y is plus equals velocity plus equals velocity y. Then we come back to our game logic. We're going to be calling list containers dot enemy list bracket enemy id do scrub do dot move. We'll just call that function. Okay, go. Oh, did it? There we go. This is a little enemy. Okay, that worked. Now we're gonna make it not move y. I just wanted to move it x. There we go. Okay, so here's our new goal, Chad. Now that we have our enemy, our new goal is to have that little bullet shoot out from the enemy and probably target us. That would be trivial, right? To just target us. I think that's what we do now. I think that's our goal, is to have the enemy shoot or move across here and just shoot bullets and then hopefully target us, but we'll see. If that's the case, I need a new module then. So it might be time for a new module where we call, so we're gonna minimize, close that, close that, close that, close initialization. Okay, I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have a, now we have to think, how are we gonna set up our module for attacking? It's been a day, my dude. How are you? I've been great. Anime weeb confirm. I am not a weeb. Okay, look at this kindred background. Does this look weeby to you? Okay, this looks like she is a mature woman. Yes, by the way, I had to zoom in because it is lewd. Listen, Wallpaper Engine has a lot of lewd backgrounds, but some of them are cool if you zoom in. So this is, you get, this is the most you get, chat, all right? This is the most lewd we get here. Anyway, Kindred's cute. She would make a cute VTuber. This is like a great VTubing model, isn't it? That'd be like a great PNG for that. Hold on. Boom. Python would be fine with it. It's all in the implementation. Yeah, but what if I suck at implementation because I suck at programming? Is that a Demon Slayer reference? I just started that today. Listen, Johnny Marler. I know I just joked about this. I unironically don't really like anime. I'm sorry. Listen, unless you're talking like Neon Genesis Evangelion or Cowboy Bebop or something, then I'm on board with it. But, or Monogatari. But when you start talking like Hero Academia or like Demon Slayer, I'm just like, dude, I missed that train. I'm sorry. I don't think a Toho game would work nice in Python, but sometimes less intensive would be nice. Now that I think about it, I have a question. I mean, you guys don't have to get into detail on this, but maybe you guys can help me. Our collision uses an iterator to like test every bullet's collision and hero's collision, and if it connects, return true. How does Python do iterators? Like, how do you loop that quickly? Do you just have a loop and just eat the performance loss? Or is there like a iterate function in Python that uses C or something to like do a loop? I actually don't know how that works, but I don't know. We're gonna worry about enemy hero bullet collision later. We're actually just gonna be making an attack. Now, let's think about this. If we're gonna have an attack module, does that need to import bullets? I'm thinking. Yes. In fact, I'm gonna go so far as to say that game logic does not need to implement bullets. In fact, I wonder if when we have our attack module, it would be attack type Nova. Do we give it a bullet type? No, I think no. Game logic does need the bullet type, because the bullet type is going to be basically, my goal is at the end of this is to be able to be like, do this like list containers dot attack bracket attack ID Nova dot attack parentheses no, not scrub. It'd be like pellet, 5 bullets, bullet speed 3, and then no follow for like no heat or something like that, where it's like no heat seeking, you know? Like that's how I imagine like this call to attack would look like, which means I need an attack module with an attack emulator, or not emulator, like a list. But that makes me think I don't need an attack module. Oh no, I do need an attack module, because this is only the container for it, right? It's just a vector. And then this is going to be the attack. And then we call pellet, which is not going to be called pellet. It's actually going to be called list containers dot bullet bracket bullet ID pellet. So honestly, this is probably how it's going to look, really. So like that is like one Nova attack. Like that's how I imagine that looking. Whoa, modules? I haven't seen those used yet. Yeah, so I figured if I'm going to learn C++, I would want hello, music? If I'm going to learn C++, I want to like learn the newest thing, right? Like why would you not? So we just import our C libraries and just never worry. Chat, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea how the fuck headers work. So people tell me I need to worry about like naming conventions. I have had no issues with that, even though we are importing like all of the modules. No issues. None. No naming. No naming issues at all. God bless modules. Demon Slayer just started auto-playing after rewatching One Punch. The bald guy? I've always written Python in C, works pretty well. Oh, yes, there are iterators in Python ... That was not a dumb question. Okay, that was an educated question. About the same. I wouldn't check each bullet though. I would only check those in range of the hero. That sounds like a better way to do things. True. Don't worry about Python. Why would kings care about peasants? Exactly. Now you know what's up. What's up? Oh, exactly. Why would the royalty concern itself with the matters of the scrubs? Okay? You people with your AI shit. Come to my door when China invades Taiwan and all the world's chips fucking fall back 10 years in quality. You'll all come coming back to C++. And don't worry, we'll welcome you, okay? I was never into Cartoon Network. I didn't even have it. C++ is the kind of king you find in a From Software game. What's a From Software game? Is that like Elden Ring? Chat, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like Dark Souls. I like narrative games, not quote unquote narrative games where like the lore is like you pick up somebody's pinky toenail and it's just like, this was once owned by the princess of Lortharon. And then some like YouTuber who's like a little bit overweight comes out and like tells you why that's important. That was mean. I'm so sorry. Listen, I don't judge anyone's weight, okay? We're weight non-judgmental here. You're just using library, what already implemented everything you need to do in C or Rust. In Python? The king's over there spending days building their modules, us plebs in Python publishing the 3rd update for production today. Yeah, have you ever seen... Chat, what's the most famous video game in the history of ever that was made by Python? Is that on the record? Let's look that up together, chat. What are famous video games made in Python, like unironically? Johnny Marler is following. Is that your real name? That's not safe, but thank you. I appreciate that. Johnny, that's a good name. My name's Gary, of course. Totally not Johnny. Famous games made with Python. Battlefield 2? Really? World of Tanks? The Sims 4? Oh, the shitty one? Get fucked. Civilization 4? Fuck, that's the good one. Oh, that hurts. It's okay, it has bad performance. EVE Online. Doki Doki Literature Club. It was initially distributed through itch.io. It later became available on Steam. That was made in Python? Why would you make a visual novel in Python? Toontown. Well, if there's anything all these games have is that they have bad performance. Let's do famous games made with C++. Factorio, Pong, Robocode, Tic-Tac-Toe, Flappy Bird. Okay, somebody's shitting on, somebody is having a great time making that list, okay? Holy shit, fucking Pong. Yeah, that's a great game to list. It's not like you can't make that in Python in 2 seconds. Just add name using namespace STE. That'll get rid of 98% of all viewers. Nah, I think having this font already fucks with people enough. Now all we need is to figure out how to make the background color not dark mode, but just enough to annoy people, you know, but not turn people away. I thought about doing an anime background, but apparently that's popular, so maybe we'll do like I don't know. I was about to say political background, but that's a little too much. There must be a background I can put on. Like, is there like a meme? Is there like a programmer that's like really famous? Who's the C++ guy? Is there like you've seen those anime backgrounds where like they just show the hair of the character and you know who it is? Is there like one of those for like the maker of C++ where he has like half balding hair? Could I get like a minimalist Bjarne Stoustrup background? That must exist, okay? Let's represent Kjorgal. Holy shit, Lamau. Wow, I love these new viewers. There you go, get your surprise kiss. Python in shambles. Tic-tac-toe in Python, unplayable. I mean, to write visual novels, Python is kind of a no-brainer to use Python. Just put Emacs logo on the background, you'll love the reaction. What's an Emac? Is that like Apple Mac? Do I really put an Apple logo on the background? I mean, we are using SDL, so it is cross-platform. Just show the hecker, man. Forgive and forget. There's a Bjarne Stoustrup Funko Pop figure. Now that's what I'm talking about. Mickey Maven. You sound like a famous baseball player, Mickey Maven. Hi, I haven't seen you here before. I just bit my tongue for you, so I hope you love me. Tongue. It hurts. Emacs is like Vim, but different and creates hate. I know what you're saying. Oh, you don't know Emacs? You should totally put up the logo then. Chat, let's not do that now. Let's get back to programming. You guys are distracting me. All you people, like streamers don't program enough. They just talk to stream. You guys are distracting me. Okay, let's create an attack module. I think it's time. So we're gonna add module. C++ module interface unit. In order to see that, by the way, for programmers at home, you have to actually enable that through your options to enable the newest form of C++ 23 experimental shit. And then you have access to modules. So we're gonna have module, it's gonna be called attack. All right, sweet. So we're gonna export module called attack. It's gonna be a module primary interface. We are gonna be importing sdl.h. What else am I importing? We're importing bullets. We need to import. What are we importing? We're importing bullets. This module will get exported to load game data. Chat, is that an issue? Hold on, I have a question about modules. Or maybe just headers. If I have header A, header B, and header C, header A can be imported into header B, and header B can be imported into header C. But if I do that, then do I need to manually, and I wanted to use something from A into C, can I just import header A into header C, or is this gonna be like circular logic issues? Is this gonna be like an issue here? I guess there would only be a circular logic issue if I did something like that, but is this gonna be an issue, or do I not even need to do this at all? It's fine. This is way too sane to be 23. What, 23 viewers? I've had more viewers. Listen, buddy, I'm a 50 viewer Andy, okay? And by 50 viewer Andy, I mean that's the most viewers I've ever gotten on stream without a raid. In fact, you automatically have A and C? Whoa, really? Holy based. C++, nice. There's a funny Easter egg in Google search. If you search Emacs Google, it will ask if you meant Vi and vice versa. Actually, that's not even my favorite one. My favorite one is, what is recursion? Wait, did they get rid of it? No way. Recursion. Did you mean recursion? Did you mean recursion? There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, what a cute little joke. I thought that was funny. Anyway. Import nothing else. I think that's all we're importing. We also don't even need enemy data because the enemy data, basically the enemy module and the attack module and the bullet module. That's not true. The bullet module will be seen by the attack module. The enemy module and the attack module will never see each other. They're just going to both go in the game loop and then we render shit there. Now, people are telling me something about fucking Jace fucking jerk off JSON file or something that's gonna take care of all that. I don't know how to do that, so we're gonna hard code all of our attacks. Gary, that's inefficient and not very expandable. Well, hey, maybe one day we'll learn JSON. Get back to programming. Let me create the setting. A lot of variables and opinions from people. Emacs versus Vim. That sounds like a rap battle. Like Emac. Fucking Vim. Oh shit, it's Vim. Oh, this is a good one. Never saw it before. However, if the headers A and B are written in a cursed enough way, that may not be true. I don't think we're cursed here. Oh, the Google recursion thing, Andrew? Oh, I see. If you type duck, it shows a 3D model. Better learn Jadisol. I don't know what Jadisol is. If you can read this, foo bar, you already know JSON. So foo, hold on, what is that? Foo bar, end bracket, end. Okay, what does this say? I think what you're making is an array called foo filled with object bar. Is that how you read that? I think that's how I would read it, just from my C++ knowledge, but that's just what, like, this is might as well be the same as like this, where it's like vector bar foo. Does that mean the same thing? Foo is the object, bar is the array, but yes. Oh, so it's like this. Gotcha. So this is the same thing. So you're telling me C++ is better then? This is infinitely more readable than this. Field 1, array item 1, item 2. Oh. Foo is the object, bar is the array, which is inside an object. Oh, okay, sweet. Well, anyway, you guys are just stop distracting me. Okay, first of all, we need to copy and paste one thing here. We're gonna make an enumerator called attack ID enumerator, and we're gonna have this be called Nova. Do I want my first attack to be Nova? Is that really what I want my first attack to be? It will be the most common one, so I guess we do want it to be the first one, huh? So I'm thinking like Nova and then like Wave, something like that. I guess I would use commas, but whatever. We'll start with Nova. So export, this needs to be class, right? Yeah, it's a class. Because it is private, so that is good. So export, we'll make it a struct for now. And the struct is gonna be attack. Now this struct attack is gonna have parameters. And then, well, this is gonna be very different than other modules, right? We can't, The problem is a lot of the parameters are going to be made. Well, that's not true. The parameters are going to be made. Oh my God, how do we even define that? I don't want to make like a separate module for every, or a separate struct for every attack. But what I want is some sort of like, ooh, that's complicated. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because every attack is going to have the same logic. Every class or every attack is going to have the same logic, right? Where the only difference is, hold on, let me bring up Pan. I'm going to flashbang you guys. So every attack is going to have the same logic where one is going to be a Nova, one is going to be a wave, one is going to be like a stream. So the idea is that if we give it like 5 bullets on attack, right? Then it would take this circle and divide it by 5 and shoot 5 bullets evenly. Or it would take this wave and divide this wave evenly. Or it would take this stream and we'd have 5 bullets shot evenly or something like that, right? It's all the same idea. The only difference is maybe... Well, what is the difference here if they're all from the same struct? I guess it's the amount of degrees of a circle that these bullets are going to be divided between. But if that's the case and I give this like 1 degree, you're going to have the issue where 5 bullets all get shot in like one really tiny 1 degree wave. So I don't know how much we should do that. STD unordered map, STD string vector, STD string. Ooh. Is there a way to perform circular dependencies in C++? I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but how I would do this, because we're going to do it, is basically we're going to have a 360 degree like double, right? And it's going to be like, or not a double, I'm sorry, 360 degree int probably. And this int is going to be divided by X, where X is the amount of attacks I give when I call the attack, right? So 5, for example, in this case, this will be 5. So we call 360 divided by 5. And then for every degree it shoots, it's going to shoot from the sprite into, you know, set attack, 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 right? It's going to be just in a circle. So how would I do that? It wasn't a question. I wasn't talking about that. Oh, based. Okay, anyway, let's start making it. So for an attack, we're gonna need... I guess we will need int angle. What else do I need? Is there anything else an attack needs? We're gonna have a uint 8 projectile count. Basically, how many projectiles can the thing shoot? And we want that to be a uint 8 because I'd rather have it overflow to 0 than not overflow and shoot out like a bunch of shit, you know? It also means I don't have to risk running the angle to be, because if the angle is only ever going to be like a wave, which is like 50 degrees or something, and I have like, you know, oh, I guess that would be a decimal, huh? That has to be a float. It has to be a float because I was thinking we would only have 360 degrees of angle and a uint 8 projectile count, so you're never gonna need, but that still ends up being a decimal anyway, so that doesn't matter. Which Forsaken Soul recommended C++ to you? Listen, chat, C++ programmers all know that C++ calls to you, okay, from your inner soul. Like, ooh, don't you want to be efficient with your programming? Ooh, don't be like the plebeians with inefficient... Chat, how many times in your life have you ever played a game called City Skylines 2 and you're thinking to yourself, I could do better than that? Oh, chat, I can't play inefficient games anymore. Unoptimized shit. I can't do it. And C++ is all about that optimization. That's fun to me. It's like playing Factorio. It's just like, you know, the fun is the optimization, you know? No, it's logically incorrect. You probably just need to forward declare and use pointer and incomplete type stuff. Oh. Oh, that kind of circular dependency. Oh my God. Okay, never mind. I get it. I'm sorry. No, you cannot have circular dependencies. So this calls bullets. This attack module calls bullets. Bullets calls initialization. Attack module cannot then call initialization, or initialization can't call attack. You know what I mean, right? There's no such thing as a circular dependency in C++. It'll block you. Factorio being written half in Lua? What, like Hawaii? Oh no, you wouldn't like my Factorio plays? Oh God, are you not optimizing and you're just throwing shit everywhere until it works? I heard there's a LLVM backend for 6502. I don't know what that means. All right, so we have our angle, we have our projectile count. Is there anything? Yes, we need a bullet speed. Is that gonna be an int? I guess. Int bullet speed. Int m underscore bullet speed underscore semicolon. Is there anything else an attack would concern itself with? It doesn't need a bullet type in the struct. That's not what an attack is for. It needs to be very open with what it interprets. It only gives the data about like where and how to shoot a bullet. Oh, this does need to import bullets because this module will change bullet speed via function. So this, whatever, there's a bullet speed velocity thing. This will change the bullet speed. Also, do we need an X and Y integer on bullet speed? Yes. We'll call it bullet velocity X and int bullet velocity Y. No, that doesn't need to be part of the constructor though, does it? No. This needs to be like down here. This doesn't need to be part of the constructor. They just need to exist. Yeah, this just cares about the angle. Okay, you guys ready for some weird syntax? How's that for weird syntax? C++, never change. That's a constructor. I don't know about modules, but you can have circular dependencies like that with headers. Oh, not with modules. Avoid circular dependencies with void, or I could just be a better programmer. The algorithms you use and the code you write usually matter more than the language you use. Well, okay, we're still learning C++. Lua is really simple. Lua is a scripting language like Python. Retro CPUs like Atari, NES, Commodore, Apple II. Oh, for the backend. Lua is really simple. It can be really easily added to any project for scripting, even for your own Toho game, and it's pretty fast. I don't know. I feel like unless you're doing like physics shit with like platformers, I still don't understand why people make platformers as their first game in programming. I never understand that. Like, we haven't even touched physics yet. I can't even imagine how difficult that would be. Where it's like the amount of iterating you have to do to get gravity to feel good. I couldn't even, I would forever obsess over it. You can use circular dependencies in Java. Okay. That sounds like a nightmare, but okay. Going to get some rest myself. Regardless, I hope you have a good time. Thank you for the stream. Oh, thank you, Creep Pain. See you later, alligator. Have a good time. Thanks for following. Yesterday, I think. Okay. So we have a projectile count, velocity X, velocity Y, which will change our bullet module, but that's what this is for. 2D platformer physics, not really that bad. Huh. 2D platformer physics are not really that bad. Maybe if you import gravity. Oh, God. Oh. I disagree. I think that 2D platformers are deceptively difficult because it's one thing if you want to like recreate another game, but like why? Make your own game. Do your own physics, you know? Make it feel unique. What's the reason behind choosing SDL and what other options are there? So my interest in programming is almost exclusively in 2D games, and SDL has one fantastic purpose, and that is cross-platform ease. I think as far as I can tell, this is already totally cross-platform, even on Android phones or iPhones. Like it's that cross-platformy. I think that there's like an easy way to implement like touch controls, so SDL takes care of that. There's a lot of games out there that base all of their input on SDL because you don't need to mess with like Windows 32 functions or anything. So like with SDL, I can do like SDL like joystick down, joystick type guitar, joystick type throttle, wheel, dance pad, arcade pad, drum kit. Like the amount of shit SDL just takes care of on input is like so nice, and just being able to just not worry about that and just do like game engine and game logic and then let SDL take care of all the Windows hardware shit, I'm happy. The other option, I think the other one is SFML. I've heard that before, but SDL3 is on the horizon, and SDL3 is gonna have way better audio implementation, so that'll be nice. Physics is easy, collision is hard. Not if you have a 4090 and you do some complicated ass collision metrics, okay? I see an imbalance in what is being perceived as deceptively difficult here and what isn't. What am I not getting right? I think I'm right. I've heard good things about Raylib. Ray Library? I never heard of it. I mean, I just like SDL. It's super simple. Like initialization is a joke. Like within like 30 seconds, you can have like a window up that you've defined and all that shit, you know? Okay, so let's do projectile count. I think that's it. I think that's all I need. Just an attack type and an angle that attack is gonna be. So now we're gonna have void. Void, call attack. The angle will already be in there. It needs a uint8 projectiles. Okay. So this attack, when it calls Nova, it'll take 360, which is angle, or whatever angle we're shooting at. M angle is equal to, is divided by equal to? Oh God. M angle divided by projectiles. Oh, we shouldn't do that. This is bad. This is bad because it means every time we call the attack, all we're doing is just reducing the angle. That's not what we want. We need like int. Oh, I don't know how to. Hold on. This is weird. What are you doing, Gary? I'm not doing it correctly. I can already tell. So the idea here is that when we call the attack, Nova, for example, right? Nova.callAttack. The idea is we're going to take the angle of it, which in this case would be 360 degrees. We would divide it by the number of projectiles so they evenly split out among the Nova, and then it would fire the bullets at a speed we specify. Which means we probably need speed here. Int We don't need these either. Holy shit, this is gonna be a really simple struct. Int bullet velocity X, int bullet velocity Y. So that's the idea. That's what we're gonna do. Almost all solution these days are cross-platforms. I didn't know that. Like Unity, Unreal Engine, Godot. Usually people write games using game engines instead of completely from scratch. Yeah, but think about how more cool our game could be if we do something from scratch. We could build like a whole ass engine that can do what other game engines don't waste time doing because it's useless. You fire all projectiles at once, or at least close enough to the same frame is basically what it is. What's up? It doesn't have to be at once as long as it's the same frame. But yeah, at once or as close to it as possible. So that's kind of the point here. So I think what we do, here's what I think we do. I think we have a temporary variable and we'll call this float temp angle. Just bear with me a second. So temp angle is going to be equal to M angle divided by projectiles. So you end up with some like 360 divided by like 6 projectiles. So 60 degrees per. And then every instance of temp angle, you're going to shoot out a projectile based on a circle around the bullet location. Around a point, probably. Fastest way to not make a game is to make a game engine? Yeah, but the fastest way to program or learn to program a game is to make a game engine. Listen, I enjoy this, okay? It's fun. That's why I'm doing it. I added a delay field to my bullets so they all know when they should appear on the screen. I added a delay field. Oh, that's kind of based. So you don't render the bullets until every bullet knows where it needs to be, and then right before the frame ends or something, then you render the bullets, or something similar to it. Fastest way is probably game modding. Yeah, we've all made StarCraft mods. You could also do it with an offset. Although it is interesting that you guys are more worried about like how the bullets appear than like the logic to get them to appear. Like you're more concerned with like timing, and I'm more concerned with like the actual logic of shooting around. How would I even do that? Hold on. Paint. So how would I even do that? So we have our sprite here, right? And our sprite is going to have a single point in the middle that we're going to be shooting from. Around this point, we're going to be shooting in a circle somehow. And then what we're going to do is we're going to divide this circle by the number of projectiles. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the idea, where we're going to shoot out 6 bullets all at once from that point. Now, we have our temp angle, which is this distance. This is our temp angle. This whole circle is our M underscore, oops, angle underscore. That's what that is, right? This whole thing here. Then we have our number of projectiles, which is here. Now the problem is we can define temp angle right now. We've already done that. But then how does that translate into shooting around in a circle around a specified point? We haven't defined that logic yet. We only got the number temp angle. Timing spawn projectiles look cooler than firing all at once. Oh, maybe as like a stream of bullets, like pew, 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 it's like slowly shooting at a nova. That is pretty cool. But let's worry about cool stuff later. Let's get like the functional stuff down. So attack just spawns bullets all at once, but they appear later because they offset it using delay. Mm-hmm. Are those bullets invisible? No collision, no movement. Oh. Just create the bullet and pass in the angle. Or the X and Y velocity. Oh, shit, that's smart. You're right. That's what bullet velocity is for. So every instance of firing the bullet is going to change the bullet velocity X and Y value. And it's going to be based on temp angle. So there's some math shit here. So now we need to figure out how can we, through math, define this in a certain way to change this accordingly. That's complicated. Via trigonometry. Oh God, it all comes back to trig. Why is every problem in programming a fucking trigonometry problem? That's just tangent, bruh. You say just tangent, like I studied that shit. Listen, when I went to high school, we did rat stomping, okay? We didn't study the trig. While you guys were out there studying triangles and shit, I was out there having bonfires. We're not the same. I think that's what I needed to do, is create a buffer. So basically, is this like the a tangent 2 shit? Is that what we're doing here, is inverse tangent? And then it's like pi minus 180? Not every problem, just every problem has to do with angles. Radius multiplied by sine angle. Wait, what the fuck? It's not tangent anymore? Now we got sine? Oh God. Wait, didn't somebody publish like a cool video on this on the Discord? One second. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is this shit? Okay, wait. Hold on. I need... Oh God, I can't do it. I can't do it. I didn't study trig. Okay, holy shit. Okay, so I think what we need is sine double. That's not good enough. I need a sine 2. Oh, it doesn't exist? Wait, there's no inverse sine? Yo, not based. A sine exists. Inverse sine takes a double. Radius times cosine angle, radius times sine angle. How the fuck do you people know this shit off the top of your head? Are you guys just like, this is easy. Fucking, I'm gonna do this and get laid in one night. It's like, what the fuck? I use that in my game I made on Steam. Oh God, dude, I have no idea how this website works. Somebody tried showing me once. Or Britain Games. Hi, or Bitten a Game, or Britain Games. I'm gonna call you Oh Britain Games because I've been looking at King Arthur shit recently. I've been listening to an audiobook that's like 9 hours long about King Arthur and how he like got raised by a knight because Merlin like paid the knight a bunch of gold and it's like, I'm gonna fuck off for 20 years. Have fun, loser. And then Merlin comes back after King Arthur pulls the sword because his fake dad was like a knight and he just stole the sword because fuck it, my dad needs a sword. And then he was king. That's as far as I got. That was like 2 hours of listening. Angle equals a tan 2y. Wait, now people are saying fucking a tan 2 shit. Oh God. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cheat. I don't know anything about like trigonometry shit. Incredible. Well, thank you. Britta in game. Orbit in game. Orbital in game. I don't know. I think it's orbital. That's how I keep reading it. I'm gonna call you Orbital. That is now your name. Listen, it's either that or the Britain thing, okay? Take it or leave it. So that problem is a speed, and the angle is try to figure out velocity x, velocity y. Well, the idea is under our bullet module, we have velocity x, velocity y, and that's already changing the position and rotation and all that shit for me. So the idea is we're going to be setting the velocity of a bullet based on this attack and the angle we want him to shoot. Now, what's really complicated, if we want to throw another wrench into this, is that we can have the sprite, or we can draw a line between the sprite and the player, and then start the circle there at degree 0. That would be complicated for me to implement because I've never done that before, but it can't be too hard, right? That sounds like a programming problem at like my level, I think. We're going on what, hour 92 of learning C++? Line 872 in blobs.zig is how I draw the blob eye, which is what you're doing. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody showed me GitHub at some point, and you people have like the most complicated website I've ever seen in my life. How do people use this website? Seriously, you guys made it like, I think you people make programming significantly more complicated than it needs to be. I still don't understand what GitHub actually is, you know? People tried to show me, and they made me download like git build or something, and then it's like a DOS system where it's like you have to like type in the folder and shit, and then it's like, okay, well, why can't I just upload like a zipped file to this website that has all the content in it? And then they laughed at me like I was a moron, and I don't understand what's wrong with that. GitHub hosts code. Okay, but why does it have to be so complicated? I think if I was into programming, I would change the world, okay? Listen, I'm gonna make a programming website that is like for new people, and I'm gonna steal all of your customers, okay? I bet I can make great website for new people to like host code. Radius is equal to the square root of x times x plus y. Angle equals a tan 2yx. The fuck did you just type? There is no shot. This is an actual formula. Radius, which is, okay, is equal to the square root of x times x and y times y. Angle is equal to a tan 2 yx. Okay, I know what that is. That is the angle of y and x. Okay. And then you draw like an arrow to arrow symbol to tell if these guys are extra equal to each other. X is equal to radius cosine angle. Okay, you made all this shit up. Okay. If you want to put code on the internet, you just use GIST. There's a link to try the game on that page, and the entire source code is 968 lines. Oh, sweet. Speed is radius, I think. Oh, and his thing? Maybe. Coattail stops just saying formulas. Gary doesn't get the math. Yeah, basically. Okay. Well, let's do it this way. Let me experiment for a second. So, if we're going to be calling... How do we do this? How do we do this? When I call this function, do I need to call the bullet type? I think I do. I think we need a bullet in this. And this is going to be bullet, bullet. I think that's what we have to do, because then we're going to call bullet dot move, or set angle, set position, set velocity. Wait, what does set angle do? What did I program for that? Update collision, set angle. Angle equals inverse tangent to velocity x, 0 minus velocity y times, okay, 180 divided by pi. So I think we're setting the angle. Did I already solve this problem? Set angle is to set the initial angle of the bullet. So velocity x and velocity y already are established. So I think I just solved this already. So bullet dot set angle with the function parameters bullet velocity x and bullet velocity y. Except they don't take ints? Oh, they take floats? Oh my god. Of course they would. Okay, why doesn't this work? Oh, because I don't have two of these things. Wait, where do I call set angle? The fuck? Float X. Float Y. X. Y. What do I call those? Did I never use this function at any point? Oh, there it is. So this is going to be erased now. This doesn't work. Okay. So now we have on our bullet module the ability to change velocity X and velocity Y. And we do that in this function. So now we need to define what velocity X and velocity Y is. Okay. So now we have the angle and where it's going to shoot from. What are you doing, Gary? Angle is derived from the X and Y velocity. Yeah. So now we need to define the X and Y velocity here. The problem is input, angle, speed, output, velocity X, velocity Y. Apply Cole-Toyle formula. What? Problem is input, output. Well, no, I think we're doing like a for loop. For projectiles. Well, int I equals 0. I equals projectiles I plus equals 1. And then every loop we call this set angle based on velocity X and velocity Y. So we're going to end up calling it for the amount of projectiles we have. I know you guys are pasting formulas. I think I am also correct. Gary, no. Gary, yes. Okay, hold on. Int I equals number of projectiles. So if we have 6, this will work. Okay, so now this will shoot out a bullet on bullet velocity X and Y. So that already takes care of the angle the bullet's shooting at. Now we need to define X and Y on every instance of the bullet projectile going up. Did we just divide M angle by I? So temp angle equals M angle divided by I? Well, no, because then you're going to divide by 0. Would it just be divided by... Just start at 1? Because this will always shoot 1 projectile, right? This is equal to 6. This is going to run 1 5 times. I think that's fine. Bullet velocity X and Y are not the input of the function. What? But they have to be changeable, right? I think. No, wait, you're right. Fuck. I'm sorry. Hold on. I think what's happening is I'm getting a little bit of like a misnomer problem. Bullet velocity X and Y, I thought it was the speed at which they're shooting out, but that's not fair. It's kind of like that, but this is just more of like solving a directional problem. And if you want to increase the speed, you have to increase both of these the same value if you want to make the bullet faster. I think that's how that's going to work out. It is the speed they are shooting out, but it's also the direction. This is going to fail catastrophically? Yeah, but it's catastrophically as I want it to be. Okay. So the temporary angle is equal to the M angle divided by I. Temp angle changes every loop. This is going to end up shooting 1 less projectile, but whatever. So, let me think. we need to change the X and Y velocity every time, but that's already taken care of here, right? This bullet set angle thing is already taken care of the inverse tangent. And that's gonna fire. Fuck, it needs to render the goddamn bullet. Okay, so that's also what we're doing. So bullet, and we're gonna render the bullet. And this render, oh God, it needs a renderer function. Oh God, and I don't have the renderer. Oh no. Oh, it's gonna set the angle 5 times. Oh, Jesus. What am I doing? I'm trying to shoot out 6 bullets in a Nova. That's what I'm trying to do. This will always shoot out the bullet in the direction I want, and it will face the bullet in that direction based on the X and Y velocity I give it. But I still need to update the X and Y velocity every instance of that in the loop. And then at the end of it all, I need to render individual bullets every instance of set angle, which makes things extra difficult because now I need to have like a fucking vector or something and then render every, like iterate a, oh God, do I need to have an iterator rendering every instance of a vector? Is that how I do that? Remember that your running program is the final authority. The thought machine in your head is just an idea. It's not necessarily grounded in reality, but your program is. Oh, P. Boyer, philosophical. I'd have 1 velocity and just offset all the bullets from the center using my last equation. Bullet velocity X, negative bullet velocity Y is the bullet velocity vector. It's not a vector. Hold on, vector in like the C++ sense, like this kind of vector, or are we talking like vector, like math vector? Instead of bullet velocity X, bullet velocity Y, try float speed? Well, no, I need 2 velocities because that's how we set the angle of the bullet, right? Because that is correct. That will face the bullet in the direction that we send it to, because that'll adjust the speed and everything. So as long as we do that, I'm happy. So we set the angle correctly, but we have to call the render every instance of setting the angle correctly. They can sometimes follow players, so it won't work in all cases, but I guess you can add different kinds of bullets in this case. Yeah, basically. Like we could have heat-seeking missiles, and that would be the bullet type, you know? Just set the X and Y velocity. What, manually? So like degree 0 would be 1, 0. So this is why I kind of, I guess I don't need the input. So we're doing something like B vel X is gonna be equal to, we'll keep all our speeds at just 1 for now. Is equal to 1. B vel Y is equal to 1. And right now that sets it to 1, 1, which makes it go bottom right of the game. If this was just it as it was. Now, how do we iterate on Y? I think I might actually Google like trigonometry here, because I feel like this is just one of the problems I'm not going to think about like to solve. I feel like I just need to know the formula. Man, I wish I took trigonometry in high school. It just wasn't available in my school. Your program would have a render loop where it renders all objects within the camera's view. But we're not, in order to like create the bullet, we need to make like instances of the bullet. I don't know how to do that, I think. We would have to like render. How would you even do that? Because right now I can only render bullets that are like done, you know? X equals radius times the cosine angle. Y equals radius times the sine angle. Okay, that's kind of based. So you're saying b vel x is equal to radius, which is what's the radius? I know what a radius is, okay? Radius is half a circle. How are 35 people watching me struggle with like basic trigonometry right now? Radius is the base speed. Okay, thank you. That is based. Okay, thank you. Wait, base speed is 1. I was right. Okay. 1 multiplied by the cosine temp angle. And then that's the same thing with y, except y is equal to radius times, oh, sine temp angle. I don't know the difference. That's it? Well, now we have the issue where even if that rotates correctly, are you looking for the formulas for the position of projectile motion? Buddy, I'm just looking for like, I'm just looking for like basic trigonometry here, okay? God, maybe that's what I should be reading at work. Fuck programming philosophy. I need to read like trigonometry. Yeah, now you have to set the b vel x and b vel y on the actual bullet, which I am here, right? So now use set velocity, not set angle. Ah, it's the same thing. So now we have issues. I don't know how to call the renderer every loop because we don't have a renderer here. I think maybe we can get away with importing. Ooh, I don't know if we can. Initialization. But we might have issues with circular dependencies here. Hold on. Oh no, that worked. Okay, based. Oh Jesus, that actually worked. Who just followed? Marshmallow Boogie. Mwah! Thank you for following. You sound like a meme dance waiting to happen. So now we have app. Oh no. Load game. No, fuck. Oh no, it wasn't initialization. It was load game. Oh shit. That's what it was. Okay, does that work? Okay, no circular dependencies, kind of based. So now what is the angle? The angle is temp angle, meaning that we're gonna have a Nova attack. Every instance of Nova, we're gonna tell it how many projectiles we want to shoot, and every projectile we want to shoot will divide the circle into so many angles, which is how we end up with this. I mean, in the game world, what is the angle used for? Oh, this is basically, we're gonna make different attacks. And whenever we want the enemy, because we're making a shoot 'em up, we're making like a shoot 'em up like Toho game, right? So if we want the enemy diaper head wearing girl thing to like shoot out a nova of projectiles, I want to be able to specify how many projectiles are in the shot and what kind of bullets we're shooting. And then this will take care of all that. But now I think we need to call individual instances of rendering, which now I need to make a load game item, which is called, oh, load game data? Load game data. No, fuck. I do want initialization. God damn it. Initialization. Where we have the thing called application. That's what it was. Okay. So now we have application app. Oh no! The object is initialized! Oh god! Wait! Oh my god, I'm a genius! I can call the renderer in the call attack function! Never mind. Okay, I get it. The bullets will already be rendered? Wrong! They will not be rendered. right? Wait, no, they won't. Because this set angle thing is not creating an instance of a bullet. It's only setting the angle of the bullet. The angle can change 5 times before we actually render the fucking thing. You need a container for the spawn bullets. Oh, do I? I did need a vector in the end, huh? Okay, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Do I, though? Because I feel like we can just call a renderer, like SDL renderer pointer render. And then we set the angle, and then we render the bullet with bullet dot render, where now we call render. And I think that's all the parameters we need for render, right? Yeah. And it takes care of the rest. So I think this is how we do it. And now this will render the whole Nova whenever we call Nova. You do need a container for spawn bullets. Do I? Gary, why would you call attack care about the bullets being rendered? You don't call render and call attack. Call attack is game logic. What? So you're saying instead of rendering every instance of creating a bullet, that every instance of creating a bullet should push back on a vector that then iterates in game logic to render the entire thing? Is that what you're saying? I mean, it could work. I feel like this is cleaner. So then we go to game logic. So fuck the pellet thing. Well, now we need load games to actually make the attack. Attack. Oh, it does. No, this is going to be a vector. So attack Nova. This is going to be import attack. STD vector attack. Attack list. Man, we have a lot of vectors. You need an object to have bullet persist for many frames, so a container for... Oh, God, you're right. Oh, fuck. Oh, chat, you're right. It's only gonna render for 1 frame. Oh, no. Oh, you're totally right. All right, well, let's continue here because this needs to get done anyway, but damn. Oh, I can't believe I didn't even think of that. Oh, you're right. We do need a vector of that shit. Oh. All right, well, let's get this done real quick. Oh, man, that's going to take forever. Enemy. Oh no, not enemy. This is attack Nova. And then attack Nova needs to find. So we're gonna have attack Nova. This will have the parameters of 360 degrees. And then that just exists now. And then we're gonna push back with it, which I can't do for some reason. Because I was enemy pushbacking, not list of attacks. L list of attacks. There we go. Okay, so now we have an attack list with this ID. So this now exists. So now we're gonna try this. So list containers dot attack list bracket attack ID Nova unbracket dot call attack parentheses app.global renderer. Number of bullets, we'll say 10. And then we need the kind of bullet, which is this. Parentheses. Oops, this needs to be a bullet type. My bad. Hold on. Wait, what did I do here? Oh, God. This needs to exist. Copy. Paste. There we go. Okay. If I did this right... Oh, God, it's worse. Okay, so now that we've called the attack, obviously something's fucked up, and I think you're right. I think this does need to be a vector in order to maintain, like, persistency. This is why we're saying don't render an attack. List of bullets is already a container for bullets. Yeah. You called it list of enemies. Those are for template bullets, which are not really rendered. I think another vector for spawn bullets that are rendered would be nicer. What I stands for in name of vectors? Oh, L, local. So under load game module, these are all the local vectors, and then we're pushing that all under the load game data enemy list shit. So we have 4 vectors for basically all of the 4 containers for all of the like object information in the game. You should probably not call it list of bullets since it's not actually a list of bullet textures. Would you be surprised if it actually was? But vector is not an interface. Someone said about L renderer meaning El Senor renderer, so Gary keeps doing that since. No, it means like local renderer. Local renderer! L and I look so similar. Well, who does capital I? It's also the benefit of this font. So here's the problem. I think what you guys are saying is that either under the bullet module or the attack module, we need to make a vector that contains all of the bullet rendered bullets that will then be iterated through and rendered in the game loop. Correct? Capital I is usually for interfaces. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, it stands for local. Okay. So, would it be correct that this render copy X should go into a for loop? Something like for int I equals 0, I equals... Wait, is it I equals or I equals equals? I think it's I equals equals. Oh god. Oh god, do we make an integer that is equal to the max list on the vector? Is that what we're doing? Like std vector object max number is gonna be, make that the new int number and then have that in the for loop? Not there. What? What do you mean not here? Where else would you want it besides the render spot for bullets? Also, why are you using M underscore and not L underscore? Because these aren't local. These are module, median. Somebody had a name for them and I forgot. And it was cute. For auto thing, vector. You should call bullet render from the render loop. For bullet at L bullet, spawn bullets, bullet in game loop anyway. In game loop, temporary. Use local underscore instead of L? Oh, I could. Hold on. So you're saying for the address of local bullet, spawn bullets, bullet render in game loop. Is that a lambda? I've never done lambdas. I would use const, but you have forsaken const. No point now. Const, a number A term that I will not have to use because I'm the only one programming my games. This is not a lambda. It looks like a lambda. In-game loop, temporary. Okay, well, let's drop this render button then. So that goes away. So now... No, that stays. This all stays the same. This is just the attack and all the bullet information. So you're saying for address of bullet, local bullet, spawn bullets, curly brace, I bullet, dot render, parentheses, semicolon, curly brace, in-game loop. This does not answer what is... I have so many questions. So this is a for loop where it's built like modern syntax C++ for loops, which makes it very hard to read. I think you're saying that the address of bullet will be iterated through until spawn bullets is complete. Spawn bullets probably being a vector of bullets to render. And then you're calling that bullet render whenever we call whatever bullet we're rendering with. Feels like this shouldn't go here then. Lambdas look like parameters code. Yeah, this still looks like a lambda. It's this new, it's not a lambda, but like this new syntax for loops is very like hard to read for me. You can put std vector bullet spawn bullets in application. In application? That's initialization. What? std vector bullet? No, this doesn't import bullet. No shot. It would go maybe under like load game data. That would make sense. std vector bullet spawn bullet. Other syntax for vectors, for auto, it equals vector begin. It does not equal vector end, it plus plus. Okay, so now we need to make a new vector here. Okay, I'm confused. All right, why are we making the vector here? Because I feel like there's no data here that cares about like where or how we render shit. It's only just part of the struct, which is what we return from initialization. So we need to make all of our rendered bullet information here in order for it to make sense. And then once we have it in the logic loop, oh my God. Like, I get what you're going for here. You're iterating through a vector called spawn bullets. I get that. But why? Why are we doing it here? Because bullets need to persist in many frames. But even if I make the vector here, there's no information to fill it with. I don't even need to push back because we're not pushing back with anything, you know? I mean, we have the vector now. So under game logic, address a bullet, local bullet, this should be local bullet, and then you're rendering with app dot global renderer. 0. Okay, so I get all this. I understand that. Okay, I get it. Spawn bullet needs a better name. This is actually list containers dot spawn bullet. So this is how it worked. Didn't work. What the fuck? But that's the idea, right? You can push back onto that vector when you call it. Oh, okay. That's kind of smart. Okay, I get it more now. So under attack, we set angle, and then the problem is we need to import load game, and load game already imports bullets. So I don't think that's possible. In order to have access to this vector, we already import attack. I don't think we can import the pushback though. Can we? I mean, I can try. So just import load game. It's not even gonna run. Yeah, it's circular dependency. So could I not enter in as, instead of the renderer for part of call attack, can I not enter in like an address of an STD vector bullet? Like, would that be stupid? The address thing would go over here. And then it's list dot pushback. I don't even know what you would call this. Bullet? Oh, whoops. Import STD. That makes more sense. Okay. And now this needs a new requirement. Call attack. Instead of the renderer, it needs list containers dot bullet list, the address of it. No, never mind. Go. Didn't work. You don't need the load game module. You only need the bullet module, so you can do an STD vector bullet. Ah. Not bullet list, spawn bullet. Oh shit, you're right. Oh fuck. Okay, based. That still didn't work. But we're getting closer. So that's gonna add to spawn bullet. It's gonna create 10 projectiles, so the entire vector should be 10. And then it should be done with pellet. And then for every instance of this local variable local bullet, go through list containers spawn bullet, and then render local bullet. So why didn't that work? Oh, because spawn bullet's the wrong name. This should be bullet list. Now it should work. Hey, we got something. Okay, well, we got one bullet, but hey, we did something. That's kind of cool. Oh no, that's bullet list. This should be spawn bullet. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, now shooting one attack. God damn it. Okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. So that's our bullet. Am I filling it with the wrong data maybe? Because I'm filling it with this bullet. Should I not be doing that? Because we set the angle of that bullet instance to this, and then we run the for loop again, change the angle, set the bullet to this, set it again, change the angle, set the bullet to this. I think I'm doing it right, because pushback automatically creates a new slot, right? You never changed the X and Y velocity of the bullet? Yes, I did. X velocity is this, Y velocity is this, bullet set angle. Bullet set angle changes the angle of these. Oh my god, do I also need to call set velocity? Like that? I think I do. Well, no. Oh my god, remove float X, float Y, call set velocity. I is less than projectiles. I equals projectiles is wrong. What? I is less than projectiles. Okay, I'll trust you on that one because I'm not worried about it right now, but we can come back to it if the projectile count's wrong. Gary, it's the other way around. Remove float X, float Y. Call velocity. What? Oh! Oh, wait. I think you guys might be right. So what I should be doing is changing set velocity, not set angle. And that needs ints. Well, those are going to end up being floats anyway, so I guess we'll just make it floats. They're going to be changed to ints anyway. Okay. Okay, well, that did a thing. Well, I don't know what we did wrong there, but we did a thing. Let's look at that again. That was very pretty. Well, all right. X and Y comes from different velocities, remember? Now you're calling it every frame. Kamehameha! We made a beam attack! Oh! Less than equals 2? Okay, what does that do? It does nothing! It's okay, it's not your fault. Now. X and Y come from velocity, remember. I think the problem is now we need to call bullet set angle. And we just call that alone. And what does that do? It does fuck all. Interesting, interesting. So it doesn't do anything. Huh? Your loop is wrong. Temp angle plus equals M angle divided by I. Temp angle equals M angle divided by I. This is wrong? Why is it wrong? Don't I want the temp angle here, which is 360, to be divided by I, which is going up to the number of projectiles? How is that not correct? So if we have 6 projectiles, this temp angle is equal to 60. This 60 goes into this formula. Wait, sorry. Temp angle plus? Oh! Oh, you're fucking right. Oh my god. I just saw this. You're right. I'm sorry. Because we need to add to it every time. Otherwise, it all appears in the same note, which means it's the same fucking problem. Interesting, interesting. Interesting. Is it because we render the whole thing every frame? No, dude, divided by projectiles, not I. Wait, why? Okay, so now we do 0. Okay, now that fucked up. Now it works. Same problem though. Also multiplied by I. Hold on. What? What do you mean multiply? Where are we getting the multiply from? The I is just the number of instances this loop runs for. That's all. Although projectiles, that's why I wanted I originally, is because I was iterating through the thing. Don't change temp angle? Yeah. No, no. We do want temp angle to change. Don't change temp angle. Temp angle is uninitialized. What? Okay, hold on. You just wanted in a circle, right? Why does M angle exist? Oh, because if we make a different attack like wave, we can set the wave to 50 degrees and then everything else is the same here. So we would create like 10 projectiles every 5 degrees kind of deal. That's kind of the logic there. Remove line 17, make it local to the function. Okay, I can do that. Ooh, I should make this a float. Okay. Still doesn't work, but that's okay. We're improving. Better syntax. Hi, you need to move temp angle 0 outside of the loop. I can't. If we move it outside of the loop, we're gonna get an immediate error. This will happen. So we moved it outside of the loop, and then... Wait, what? Okay, I don't know how that worked, but thank you. I thought that would maybe call for it to be const or something, but okay. Outside of the loop, not outside of the function. Oh! Oh! Yo, okay, hold on. Still the same problem. I like how we're like group solving this, but I don't know if it's because I'm a dumbass or if chat is like fighting with itself here. Sounds like it's time to print stuff out of debug. We're not doing debug here. We have my eyes, okay? Temp angle was supposed to be the spread angle. Yeah, that was the thought. Wait, what if we make it equal? But then this has to be divided by I. That's the difference here. But then you have to add this equals 1. But even then, yeah, we still have the same issue. Too many are spawning in like, you know, every frame. Sine and cosine return something between 0 and 1. Make them float? Oh! Oh my god, you're totally right. Which means, bullets, this needs to be defined as float speed and float Y speed. Okay, go. Okay, it worked. Oh my god, it actually worked. Now, it doesn't look like it, but this is actually working because... Okay, that actually worked. That's kind of cool. So that was because we defined the speed of the bullet as 1-1 here. No, wait, where did I define that as 1-1? I guess it's this, huh? Eufin is following. Thank you for following. It's not working because your angles are not correct. I think it is working. It's working because now these bullets are actually rotated 360. I don't know if you can see that. They're just not shooting off in 360 degrees, but they are rotated. They're just all on like one clump, rotated around the same point, and they're all shooting in the same direction. So they are rotated. They're just not shooting off in different directions like they should be. So we have successfully aimed them in the right direction. They're just not shooting off into different speeds. It's not working. Okay, guys, I know it's not working, but we made progress, okay? It's a different kind of error. Let's be proud of ourselves, okay? Don't shame yourselves, chat. You're better than you think, okay? Is this one of those things where... No, okay, this is correct. This is correct. This is correct. The velocity is correct and the angle is correct, but it's the issue of when we render the bullet... Oh, when we render the bullet, the angle needs to change. Oh, shit, hold on. It's a game logic issue. This render under bullet, where does it get the angle from? It gets it from the render rectangle angle. Oh, shit. Angle is equal to this. So where is angle? What is angle? Angle's a float. Why is it a float? Angle. Angle is what changes whenever we render. That is correct. Okay, that's correct. That's why they're all rotated. So it's not the angle that's the issue. That is working. It's the speed that we're giving the bullets. Set angle is equal to m angle divided by projectiles, and then set the sine cosine angle to be tep angle times I? Where are people getting times I from? Like, isn't this the same thing? Where it's just like, all you guys are changing is this is projectiles, so then you plus equals it, and then you're multiplying this by I. Why not just divide by that? Like, what's the difference? Maybe the first move, call attack outside of the game loop? Where did I even call that? Oh, I put it under rendering. Maybe I should put it up there. Oh, wait, maybe I should delete the original fucking bullet list. What does that do? Ah, ha ha ha. Okay, now we got something. Now they're stuck in place. Okay, that's different. So now let's quickly change that under load game. Let's make that 50-50. No, not that one. Bullet size needs to be 50-50. So now, when that fires, that's in one place here, and it's just like a little wee little circle, you know? Okay, that's something. So now we just need them to shoot off, because the angle is actually correct. The angles are there. It does make like a nova shape. It's just the actual speed of the bullets isn't changing. It should, though. Are we not moving it? Is that the problem? Should we call like bullet move? Well, they moved barely. Now it's angle divided by 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Yes, that is what I want, though. I want 360 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's the number of projectiles we're shooting. And then every iteration, we're updating and rendering a bullet. Try temp angle plus equals. I don't think that's gonna matter here. It's not the angle. The angle is fine. The angle works. It's the problem is actually getting the bullets to shoot off into space. Like, the actual angle of them is correct. We are shooting them in a nova. They're just not moving. That's the issue. So whether it's plus equals or not, it doesn't matter. We just need them to physically move. Attack is responsible for spawning the bullet. It should not move bullets. I think it should. I think that's what I wanted. say you have M angle equals 360 and projectiles equals 6, then M angle divided by projectiles is equal to 360 divided by 60 equals 60. I would be 0, 60, 120, 180, 240, 300, which would be correct. Yeah, I agree with you. So I should just divide by the number of I. Attack is responsible for spawning bullet. It should not move bullets. It should either be temp angle plus equals M angle divided by projectiles, or temp angle M angle times I divided by projectiles. Either of them are equivalent. Oh! So multiplied by I divided by projectiles. Now that makes sense. I could vibe with that. Okay, that's fine. I can vibe with that. Doesn't solve our problem, but we still have, like, speed issues. The problem isn't this. The problem is somewhere in here, I think, because we're having issues setting the velocity. Because move should change the position of X and Y every frame. Because we're setting the position here, and we're updating that every frame, because velocity X and velocity Y are float numbers that are persistent. So this should change. And it is changing, but it's not persistent. It's not adding to it. Remove line 25. This? Why? That's not gonna do anything. In fact, it makes it even more perfect of a Nova. Look how perfect that little circle is, chat. You need to call move from the game loop. Oh, because it's every frame. Oh, chat, you're so fucking smart. Oh my God, you're actually right, chat. You're actually correct. Okay, hold on. This needs to move up here. And then list containers dot bullet list bracket bullet ID blocks pellet end bracket dot move parentheses. I think you're correct. Fuck, you're not correct, but it does give it a hitbox correctly. So now we can get hit by the Nova, so that's good. The problem is all of the Novas have the same... Wait, why doesn't that work now? Wait, what? Wait, where'd the hitbox go? Wait, why did that not work now? The fuck? 4 bullets, blah, 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 blah. Above before hero move, try 100-degree sign. There may be something with float. What? Call attack needs to be outside of the game loop comment for now. So just do that. Okay, well, that exists now. Move is broken? No, it worked earlier. Unless it's like bugged. It could be bugged. So that should work. Don't call it on bullets from spawn bullet? Oh. So you're saying instead of bullet list, it's spawn bullet. That's what we're rendering? And the game crashed. Okay, well, let's enable it now. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, chat. I have absolutely no idea why that bullet is following that enemy. I legitimately have no idea why that is the case here. Wait, do I have to move all the bullets? Oh, because it's rendering one bullet. Oh my God, I just figured it out. We need to do another one of these, but to move the actual bullet. So this isn't just render, this is move. Oh my God, I just figured it out. Now it'll work. Watch, I don't even need to light. It's gonna work. Oh, Okay, we have progress. Oh my god, okay, holy shit, we have... Okay, it doesn't look like progress. In fact, we just drew a giant arrow to... Look at this guy, look how dumb he is. But we did render something. Okay. Move works. The problem is... Dude, now I'm worried we got this wrong, so maybe we should do something weird with like angles and shit. Because now we have that issue. Also, call attack just spawns bullets. It should not be called every frame. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get the Nova part down. In fact, can we just spawn like one projectile? Or like not 10 projectiles? Can we call like 6? Here, let's do like 5. Well, did the same thing again, but we're getting somewhere. Okay. Move call attack out of the game loop. Ugh. There. Except now they're just stuck there, but that's okay, right? So now we have a Nova where they stop at the edge of the screen for some reason. And there's bullets. There's multiple bullets here, actually. They should be facing the direction they're going in, but this one's going left when it should be going diagonal. This one should be going diagonal up here. This one should be going diagonal up here. And this one should be going down. So if we change our total count to like 10... Yeah, something's up with movement because there's multiple projectiles all being shot off in like the same direction. In fact, it almost seems like they're stuck in the corner. I have to make a correction to my previous suggestion. I believe it should be float M angle times I divided by projectiles. Is that it? No, still no difference. I'm not sure if that's the problem in the first place. I explained what the issue was already. Yeah, you get that a lot around here. Also, call attack just spawns bullets. It should not be called every frame. Yeah, we're learning that. Something to do with float int conversion. 1 pixel speed seems not very good. Try 10. Wait, where did I set 1 pixel speed? Is it this? Oh! Oh, shit. Oh, that just solved our problem. Let's do 5. Wait, was that the issue all along? Okay, well, that doesn't work exactly because you don't really get... Okay, well, shit, fuck me. Because you're not getting a perfect Nova, you're getting like a crooked Nova. Is line 20 plus equals correct? Oh, you're right. And there we go. There's our Nova. Hey, boys, we did it. Hold on, let's change the start location here. Okay, let's do 150 by 150. Here, there we go. So let's do, say, 100 bullets. Oh, shit. They don't have hitboxes. I don't know why, but that's okay. That looks like a square. Oh my god. No, it's correct. That actually is what we accidentally made. Because when you go diagonally X and Y, we're not accounting for diagonal movement. So the X and Y value are correct, but because we're going diagonally, it looks like you're going faster, right? I think that's why that happens. I think. You are right though. It does kind of go into like a giant square, doesn't it? What a weird thing. Add the float. What do you mean? Sine and cosine should account for that. Oh, really? Then we need to convert temp angle to radians then. Radians. Oh. We need to change temp angle to radians? Show set velocity? Oh, sure. Set velocity is this. This is set angle, and this is set velocity. Yeah, convert to radians. So yeah, there's nothing weird here. We're just setting the X and Y value of that to thing. And what is type of velocity? It's a float. X and Y? Yes. Speed X, speed Y. Attack gives X, Y here. So that sets the velocity. And then set angle takes that X and Y velocity, and it's 0 minus Y, 180 divided by pi. I think it is int. No, it's a float. These are floats. So float X, float Y, sine and cosine return floats. I mean, 5 is an int, but we're multiplying it by a float. Set velocity takes floats. Set angle uses floats to return a float. These are all floats. Show velocity X definition. Float velocity X, float velocity Y. Chat! They're all floats. Then show it. Oh, okay, chat. You're challenging me now. Okay. Makes you wonder what's going on here, huh? Also, why does one bullet go faster on the right than the rest of them? You guys notice that? Look at that. You guys barely see it, but the bullet on the 0 degrees goes really fast. Oh, also, this does not look like 100 bullets, by the way. This looks like 20. I did shoot 100, right? I did. What does 20 look like? Oh, whoa, it's all kinds of crooked. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, it's all kind of fucked up. Interesting. Maybe it is the, maybe it is this. Maybe that is the issue. Maybe position is int. Let's see. Bullets. Set position. Position X. SDL point. Is that the issue? Oh, position X, position Y. SDL point. SDL point takes... Oh, is it 2 ints? Is that the issue? Do I need to make my own point, like, struct, defining it as floats? I thought SDL point would be overloaded. Does it not take floats? SDL point. Oh, it is 2 ints. Well, fuck me. Convert temp angle to radians before put it in sine cosine. Overloaded structs. There is no overload in C. Oh, it's a C-based library. Oh, that's so cringe. This is why C++ is better than C. Holy shit. Imagine going through your life without a template. What the fuck? Okay. Okay. So you're telling me that we need to define our own position, which is position.x and position.y. Okay. Oh, but then SDL rect takes ints, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Hold on. SDL rect. Let's look that up real quick. SDL rect. Oh, it's all ints. Oh, fuck me. Oh, no. Okay, so we need to convert from... Oh, God. Oh, no. It's floats all around. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, so we can't use their positioning or anything based on int. It has to be based on float. All right, so that's it for today. Save it. Crush it. Nice. Thanks, background, for showing us the finger. Okay, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Come here. Get out of the corner. Get down here, chat. What are you hiding for? Come here. All right. Everyone, have a good night. We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to address this. It's going to be great. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Give me licks. Ah. Ooh, you tastes good today, chat. See you later. Goodbye. Mwah.